We all remember when Star Wars The Force Awakens hit the big screen and took the world by storm. It was hailed as the birth of the requel, a clever combination of reboot and a sequel. But hold on to your horses, my friends. We must not forget another gem that came before it, Scream 4. This little horror flick dared to be different and played with the idea of continuing a beloved franchise while giving it a fresh twist. Ah, nostalgia. It has its way of wrapping us in a warm and fuzzy blanket, making us believe that reliving our favorite stories is an absolute joy. But Hollywood started using nostalgia as a crutch rather than a bonus. It became more of a drag on films, suffocating them with recycled plots. Honestly, I think we can mark the time of death happening between Spider-Man No Way Home and Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness. Let's dive deep into the world of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny and uncover what makes this film stand out from the rest. Here are the 5 best scenarios or themes in the Dial of Destiny that you may,
or may not,
agree with. Warning, spoilers in this video. You have been warned. Beyond this point, if you haven't seen it, you're gonna get some spoilers.
Number 5. Harrison Ford's stunt work. Yes, I know we are breaking the rules of our list on the first entry, but it's our list, so we can do that. Just kidding. Bear with me as I explain. While these days we talk about Tom Cruise's incredible feats in the stunt world, yes, that was Tom hanging off of a plane, yes, that was Tom jumping between rooftops, and yes, we could probably create a list around Tom Cruise's insane stunts, but we're not. We are here to talk about Harrison Ford. At the ripe age of 80, Ford is showing no signs of slowing down, much to the chagrin of professional stuntmen everywhere. In Dial of Destiny, Ford can be seen racing through the streets on a horse, leaping over obstacles like he was born in the saddle. But it was what happened after filming the scene that created some buzz. Ford immediately felt hands all over his legs. No, it wasn't some strange phenomenon or overzealous fans getting too close for comfort. Harrison Ford said, "I thought, what the fuck? Like I was being attacked by gropers. I looked down and there's 3 stunt guys there making sure I didn't fall off the stirrup. They said, oh, we were just afraid because we thought, you know, and blah, 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 blah. And I said, leave me the fuck alone. I'm an old man getting off a horse, and I want it to look like that." And despite some of the crazy stunts he didn't get hurt performing any of them. However, he did hurt himself while shooting a fight scene just like in Raiders of the Lost Ark and causing production to halt. His outlook on getting hurt doing stunts? Hey, shit happens. Number 4.
Grumpy Old Man Indy. It's no secret that Indiana Jones has seen better days. Gone are the glory days of exploring ancient caves and unearthing rare artifacts. Now in 1969, the space age is upon us, and Indy finds himself struggling to keep up with the new wave of hero worship. It's not that he doesn't appreciate the advancements in science and exploration, but it's hard for him to accept that his days of adventure are slowly fading away. His once exciting and adventurous career has become somewhat obsolete in the eyes of the younger generation.
Who will be next to launch man in space?
Me!
And so can you with Deluxe Man in Space set. You get a rocket launcher, defense base, and 3 different nose cones. Up goes the astronaut to the top of the launcher. The gantry moves in. The space capsule is locked on the mighty Atlas rocket. Blast off! There he goes! Man in space!
Children no longer dream of becoming treasure hunters or archaeologists like Indy once did. Instead, they idolize the brave astronauts venturing into the great unknown. We get glimpses of this shift throughout the film, Indy looking down at a kid dressed as an astronaut on the train, a parade celebrating space exploration outside his school, and even our villain, Dr. Voller, desperately chasing after his past achievements in light of mankind.
Number 3 is the Archimedes dial. Further highlighting the themes of Indy not growing old gracefully is the Archimedes dial, a powerful artifact that grants its bearer the ability to travel back in time. Indy had discovered one half of the dial 25 years earlier, but he locked it away because of its devastating effect on his colleague Basil Shaw's mental stability. However, when his goddaughter Helena, Baz's daughter, pays him a visit, he decides to lead her to it, unknowingly setting off a thrilling adventure. Dr. Voller and his team are also on the hunt for both halves of the Archimedes dial. Their sinister plan is to use it to go back in time and change the outcome of World War II. But things don't go according to plan. Instead of ending up at the beginning of World War II, Indy and Helena find themselves transported even further back in time to 212 BC during the siege of Syracuse, a crucial moment in history. And here, Indy makes a decision that showcases his deep connection with the past. He contemplates leaving the present behind to die in an era he has always been enamored with. Some people may be turned off by time travel, but the Indiana Jones franchise is no stranger to treading the line between horror and science fiction on the big screen and in print. Number 2.
The continuity of the Crystal Skull. Indiana Jones has always been known for his rugged demeanor, but there are two key moments in the film that shed some light on his character and reveal just why he behaves the way he does. One of those moments will undoubtedly tug on the heartstrings of viewers who have grown to love this iconic character. While the character Mutt Williams was equally polarizing as the actor who played him, Shia LaBeouf, we learned about what has happened to the character since the last film. Despite his father, Mutt enlisted in the army during the Vietnam War. Tragically, he loses his life while fighting on the front lines. The weight of Mutt's sacrifice had its repercussions, leading to the separation of Indy and Marion, and it becomes clear that this loss is something Indiana Jones has never fully recovered from. He still wears his wedding ring as a constant reminder of what he has lost, the love of his life, and their son.
Number 1. Indy's fate. As the Dial of Destiny began to draw to a close, my heart was filled with a sense of dread. Our beloved Indiana Jones had been through so much. Losing his son, his marriage falling apart, it seemed like his world was crumbling around him. I couldn't help but feel a knot forming in my stomach. Were we about to witness the end of an era? I braced myself for an emotional roller coaster, prepared to pull out the tissues and embrace the possibility of ugly crying. Just like we all did at the end of Toy Story 3. Come on, who didn't? But then something unexpected happened. Helena, that captivating character who had caused so much chaos throughout the movie, redeemed herself in the most surprising way, by knocking Indy out. It was a selfless move that showed a glimmer of goodness hidden within her. And let's not get started on how they all fit into that tiny plane. Sometimes it's best not to ask questions and just enjoy the ride. Indy wakes up to find himself back in his apartment, and to his surprise, Marion enters the apartment ready to reconcile and for the two of them to move on together. It is the perfect ending for the franchise and our beloved Indiana Jones.
So, what were some of your favorite moments or themes that were in the Dial of Destiny? Hopefully you've seen it, because it is a pretty good entry into the franchise. Now, I know some people are kind of giving it some flack, saying, that's not my Indiana Jones. The dude's 80 years old.
He's 80, he's not, but he's still Indiana Jones. I mean, that's just who Harrison Ford is. He's so well known for that character, and that's why when they wanted to do this movie, he was like, well, I'm gonna do it because I'm the only one who's gonna play Indy.
Yeah, as I mentioned in our review, if you haven't watched it, go back and take a look at it. This isn't Taken. This isn't Suzu or Sisu. This isn't John Wick, where we're having somebody in their, 80s, 60s, 70s, however old some of these characters are,
I
jumping off buildings and beating ass and all that stuff. This is the natural progression of the character, which was played out good. They didn't really need to explain it because everything was just layered in there.
Yeah. Though I think Keanu is still in his 50s. But
Okay.
you said 60s, 70s.
Liam
80s.
Neeson isn't, so.
No, he's in his 70s.
Yeah.
And that guy from Sisu was definitely in his 70s at least. He was rough looking, so he could have been. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, these were not over the top stunts. I mean, the things that he did that were over the top were previous Indy, younger Indy, they showed in the movie, where they de-aged him, and they did an amazing job with that process. And whatever amount of money they spent, it was definitely well worth it. I know they'll make it back because it's Indiana Jones.
Well, it's not doing so well in the
No.
theaters. No.
Oh man, come on, people! Like, give it a chance. It's Harrison Ford, and I think he did a great job.
He did. I think his one quote sums it up when he was trying to get off the horse. He's like, damn it, I'm trying to look like an old man.
Yeah.
Because he understands the whole situation.
Yes.
And what I really like about everything is the space age was slowly coming in, and that's what triggered the memories of Toy Story. And it's like, oh my God, it's Woody and Buzz's story.
Yeah.
Right? And
Yeah.
you have to figure any person that was in a prominent role back then, like you've seen it in some of the Hollywood movies telling the story when they switch over from cowboy movies to space movies, that a lot of these people didn't handle it well. And then if you couple on top of that the whole story with his son and with Marion, yeah, he's going to be not his usual self.
Yeah, and I feel like as you age and you get to that kind of point, you're probably gonna be grumpy. I mean, he's grumpy, and he's not as old as Indy.
I live with 3 women. Anyway. The stunts, I like him doing the stunt work. That's just crazy to me. But
Yeah, any little stunt that he does is just amazing to me to be able to do that at 80, because at my age I would probably break a hip.
yep.
So definitely not doing what he's doing.
So what are some of your favorite moments or themes that were in this movie? Let us know by dropping it in the comments. We would like to hear from you. Did you go see it? Where do you rank it, right? Because right now over on the community page, we're running a poll on there to rank the top, well, rank your favorite, and then in the comments just say, hey, look, this is my ranking. Because next week what we're going to do on the Pop 5 is we're going to release our ranking of the franchise, and maybe you'll agree with us, maybe you won't.
Agree to disagree, right? That's what keeps the world going around.
Don't forget there's a couple things that you need to do.
Like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe.
Yes, don't worry about that notification thing that everybody
It's
tells
annoying.
you. If you like the channel, or if you subscribe to the channel, we'll be there in your library.
Absolutely. And in your history of things that you've watched previously, so you can always find us that way too. But subscribing is how you get there the easiest.
And as always, thank you for watching us. Thank you for inviting us onto your phone or your TV or whatever you're listening or watching us on. We appreciate it. And until the next Pop 5, see ya.